The Vegetarian by Han Kang is a haunting and visceral exploration of identity, societal norms, and the consequences of defying established expectations. Through a narrative that unfolds in 3 parts, each from a different perspective, the novel delves into the life of young Hai, a woman who decides to reject societal conventions by renouncing meat, and in doing so, sets off a chain reaction that exposes the deep-seated anxieties, desires, and vulnerabilities of those around her. The novel begins with the perspective of young Hai's husband, Mr. Chung, who recounts the events leading up to his wife's sudden decision to become a vegetarian. In a society where conformity is highly valued, young Hai's choice is seen as a radical departure from the norm. Mr. Chung grapples with the implications of his wife's defiance, and finds himself caught between the pressure to maintain appearances and the unraveling of the carefully constructed facade of his marriage. Young Hai's decision to reject meat is not merely a dietary choice. It is a symbolic act that challenges deeply ingrained cultural and societal expectations. In Korean culture, meat consumption is often associated with masculinity, strength, and adherence to traditional norms. By refusing to consume meat, young Hai disrupts these symbolic associations, challenging the established order and inviting scrutiny and judgment from those around her. The second part of the novel shifts to the perspective of young Hai's brother-in-law, an artist named Young Ho. In his narrative, the reader is taken into the surreal and dreamlike world of young Hai's increasingly obsessive quest for transcendence through plant life. Young Ho becomes captivated by the imagery of flowers and is compelled to create a disturbing and erotic art project centered around his sister-in-law's body. The narrative becomes a surreal exploration of desire, obsession, and the thin line between creation and destruction. Han Kang skillfully weaves elements of surrealism and symbolism into the narrative, creating a disconcerting atmosphere that mirrors the characters' internal struggles. The dreamlike quality of Young Ho's artistic endeavors serves as a metaphor for the distorted perceptions and fractured realities of those grappling with their own desires and societal expectations. Through this section, the novel delves into the psychological and emotional complexities that arise when individuals confront their own suppressed desires and the consequences of repressed identities. The third part of the novel is narrated by In Hai, young Hai's sister, who is left to piece together the fragments of her family's shattered lives. In Hai's perspective adds another layer to the narrative, offering insights into the familial relationships, the legacy of trauma, and the profound impact of young Hai's rebellion on those who love her. In Hai becomes the anchor, attempting to make sense of the chaos unleashed by her sister's seemingly simple act of vegetarianism. Throughout the novel, the imagery of plants, particularly flowers, becomes a recurring motif. Young Hai's obsession with becoming plant-like, shedding her human form, is a symbolic rejection of societal expectations and an attempt to escape the confines of a world that seeks to mold her into a predetermined role. The plant imagery also serves as a commentary on the vulnerability and resilience of life, contrasting the fragility of flowers with the harsh realities of the characters' lives. The Vegetarian is a stark portrayal of the oppressive nature of societal expectations, particularly those imposed on women. Young Hai's rebellion against societal norms is a radical act of self-determination, challenging the prescribed roles and expectations placed on her as a daughter, wife, and woman. The novel raises questions about autonomy, agency, and the price individuals pay for resisting conformity in a society that demands obedience. Han Kang's prose is spare yet evocative, capturing the emotional and psychological nuances of the characters. The novel's structure, with its shifting perspectives, allows for a multifaceted exploration of the central themes, revealing the impact of young Hai's choices on those who orbit her. The use of symbolism and surrealism adds layers of complexity to the narrative, inviting readers to interpret the story on both a literal and metaphorical level. The Vegetarian also addresses mental health and the stigma surrounding mental illness in Korean society. As young Hai's mental state deteriorates, the novel confronts the stigma, shame, and misunderstandings surrounding mental health issues. The character's inability to comprehend young Hai's internal struggles reflects a broader societal reluctance to acknowledge and address mental health concerns, contributing to the isolation and alienation of individuals facing such challenges. The novel's exploration of sexuality is another compelling aspect, particularly through Young Ho's artistic obsession with young Hai's body. The narrative challenges traditional norms surrounding female sexuality and agency, portraying a complex and often disturbing intersection of desire, control, and artistic expression. The discomfort evoked by these themes serves as a commentary on societal discomfort with female autonomy and the exploration of non-conforming desires. In conclusion, The Vegetarian is a powerful and provocative exploration of identity, rebellion, and the consequences of resisting societal expectations. Han Kang's novel delves into the psychological and emotional complexities of its characters, using the seemingly simple act of vegetarianism as a lens through which to examine deeper issues of autonomy, desire, and societal pressure. The novel's spare yet evocative prose, coupled with its symbolic and surreal elements, creates a compelling and thought-provoking narrative that lingers in the reader's mind. The Vegetarian stands as a testament to the transformative power of literature to challenge, provoke, and illuminate the darkest corners of the human experience.